Hi, my name is Andrew Bish, and this week's Agronomy Update is brought to you by the Nebraska Soybean Board. We're here in Giltner, Nebraska, and we're right about to harvest season. Actually, we've had a couple producers in the area start harvest as early as this last week, but we'll start to see producers get into the field between this week and next week for the most part in this part of the state. So there's a lot to look at when it comes to harvesting, and when we're talking specifically about the headers itself, one of the first things to look at is going through the user's manual and take a look at the recommended maintenance of each year. But no matter what the header is going to be, there's some basics that everybody should be looking at. Start with the grease zerks. On each header, there's going to be a grease diagram. Take a look at that. It's usually going to prescribe where the grease goes and sometimes even the frequency of that. Almost all soybean headers today use sickles. Doing an inspection of the sickle knife, doing an inspection of the guards, each one of those sections, the sickle bolts, very, very important. That's your main cutting edge on your header. And if that's not sharp, that's going to reduce your overall performance, causing field loss, and that's not what you want as you get into the field. Some headers are hydraulically driven. Are the fluid levels at the right increment? Has the fluid been changed? Those are great things to look at. I take a look at the draper belts themselves. What's the condition of the belt? Checking the tension on the belt, making sure that they're tracking properly. Very, very important. The reel has a number of different tines on it, and what are the condition of the tines? Some people use metal tines, some people use a plastic tine. Either way, is the condition of the tine acceptable for field use, or is that worn? You know, when you look at combines, there can be over 150 pounds of foreign material that's on your combine that's not in the bin when you get done harvesting a field. Those are going to be built up on the feeder house. They're going to be along the knife sections, behind that sickle. You're going to see material in the belt. Simply taking an air hose and blowing all of that out before you move to another field is going to leave most of that contamination that's on the header itself out on the ground, leaving that in that field. You can leave that there before you transport it off to another field. And then we start to look at the combine, making sure that we open up the clean grain elevator, the return elevator, running the threshing system, getting all that material cleaned out of there. And then opening up that rock trap and cleaning out any of that foreign material that's built up in that area once we're done with that is an excellent way to help reduce that. Now you can do all of that in 30 to 45 minutes between fields. If you look at an entire combine clean out, that may take up to 6 hours. But just a simple 30, 45 minutes can make a big difference in terms of reducing that weed spread. If you're not going to prepare, what you will have is a field breakdown. So it's about where you want to spend your time. You're going to spend time on your header. You're going to spend time on your combine. Do you want to do it in a situation where you're in the middle of the field and conditions are not the best? Or do you want to do it back in the shop where you can take advantage of the resources that you have, light, air, probably tools? If you spend the time up front preparing, you're going to mitigate the amount of downtime that you have throughout the season. And that's just good advice no matter what it is, whether you're harvesting or running a race. Preparation is key. Thanks for watching this week's Agronomy Update, brought to you by the Nebraska Soybean Board.